everyone out there. My name is Jason, and yeah, I have a friend here. Please introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm James.
Nice,
Um,
nice, dude.
yeah.
Nice. And this is the first episode of We the Panel, a Terrace House podcast.
Hey.
Yeah. Thanks for joining in. Please excuse us for our newbiness about this, but I think we'll get better as more as we try to do this. And this is a podcast that me and my friend James here have decided to start. Now, for those who are new to the subject, or at least what we're doing right now, James, would you want to explain what exactly this podcast is about?
Oh man, yeah, for sure. Jay and I were both really big fans of this Japanese show called Terrace House, which is basically like the reality show that goes against everything about reality shows. And it's really cool. So three guys and three girls all come together, live in this one house. And basically, there are no challenges. There's nothing extra that they have to do. They're just being recorded basically 24 hours a day. And you get to see how the relationships kind of develop or don't develop and stuff like that. So, since Jay and I, we've been watching these shows for like the past few years, we just wanted to talk about anything that happens within Terrace House episodes, as well as just general Terrace House news. And yeah, and hopefully make it fun for you guys to listen to.
Yeah, and you know how exactly if you're paying attention to recent current events, I feel like this is a great activity for us since we love our terrace house, and it's a great way to talk to us about it. And if you enjoy Terrace House, or if you're thinking about watching Terrace House, hopefully you stick with us, and yeah, we'll share the ways of our opinions, and hopefully you guys enjoy it as much as we do. But
Yeah, man, honestly,
yeah,
um, Jay and I, we constantly talk about Terrace House just in like group chats and all that kind of stuff. So we've been kind of planning this inadvertently for a little while now.
yeah, it's a magical house party call. Exactly. So to begin, we want to introduce ourselves on exactly what really made us like Terrace House. I guess I'll go first since you did the intro. So what I really enjoy about Terrace House, I guess, is a big cultural difference compared to Westernized culture and how Japanese culture is. So it's a very or large spectrum, and gave me a better sense of perspective of other things besides of how life works on my side of the world compared to their side of the world. But yeah, the interactions with these people are so interesting. Like little things such as holding hands could be such like an event. What other things I enjoy about this is it is beautifully shot.
Oh my
It
God, yeah.
There's something about the symmetry, the balance. Like I don't even know much about like just video editing and just production itself, but I could basically have a feeling of whenever I watch a Terrace House episode, it is nicely set. Everything's so symmetrical, balanced. Even the food, like I'm not even sure if they cook it or if they do. They just make food look so good. From like home cooking, from going to restaurants, it's pleasing to the eye, I guess. And yeah, and it doesn't help too. Lastly, like a lot of these people that are housemates, they're fairly attractive, and keeps us going. And to see, like, let's say one of these housemates might fall in love or not, or if not, just enjoy life of what it is, because it is really unplanned, and we don't really know what's gonna happen until what happens in the show. And yeah, it's very enjoying.
Yeah, man. For me, it was pretty cool because Jay, you actually were the one that brought me into watching Terrace House,
Really?
which is
Oh my
crazy. Yeah,
god.
man. You're the one, you texted me one day. You're like, "Yo, you gotta watch this show," and I was like, "Why?" He's like, "Yo, it's basically like The Bachelor, but in Japan with no challenges." And I was like, "Yo, that sounds so stupid." But then one day, I decided to watch Terrace House Aloha State,
Yeah.
which was the worst season of Terrace House.
I don't know why you
But
chose
honestly,
that.
It was crazy, man. I remember I watched the first episode and then I watched the second episode and I kept going, man. It's so crazy how it's like that show gets you hooked. And like one thing about me with a lot of shows and books and stuff like that is that like I get very attached to the characters.
Okay.
And what's really cool about Terrace House is that like they set everything up into which like your relationships with these characters is so natural because as I said, like it's a non-scripted show. They don't really like do anything like challenges or anything that forces them to do something. So you really
Exactly.
gain like a relationship with a person in that show. And what's so crazy is like you can see them like fulfill what they wanted to go to the house for, and
Oh
then
my
they leave,
goodness.
and then you're bummy. But then all of a sudden, later in the episode, a new person shows up, and it's just like that constant loop of like, oh my gosh, there's a new person. I hope this person gets to do really well, and then they
Mm.
do well, and then they leave, and it's just like that constant rotation. And since then, man, I've just been hooked on the show, just constantly binging all the episodes on Netflix, episodes that aren't on Netflix, and it's such a crazy show.
Yeah, that was a great point that you were talking about. The fact that they can just leave whenever they want, and that's it. You never hear from them again. And the exit could be very like, oh, they do a little post party, a goodbye party. Then like a couple days later, boom, a totally different person comes in. And it's like, okay, so this is basically three guys and three girls. So if it's a guy, they would replace another guy that would leave. If it's a girl, likewise. So it's always three guys and three girls. But it's just they can come in like one day, then poof, disappear, and it's a totally different person. And it's just like nothing happens sometimes. So
Yeah, man, like it's so crazy because it's just like as I said, like there's that constant rotation. And I think one thing that Terrace House does really well, or like the scouts of Terrace House, or however they get these people, is that like
mm-hmm.
they choose all of these different personalities that either mesh together or really clash hard. And it either creates really good TV because like you get to see like the beef between like these two people over something so insignificant, or like whether you see like these two people that you're like constantly shipping together and then they finally get
Oh,
together and it's just like a
oh,
really
the
feel good moment. And then it's
yeah.
just like, yeah, like Terrace House is really good at picking like people that will entertain you for like however long the span of that season is.
You are exactly right. The shipping. My goodness. I've never been so invested in the shipping. Like, I am not a big fan of reality TV shows. Like, but this one, I don't know. I don't want to say it's a guilty pleasure because it's such a good show.
Honestly though, like it's weird. Like I was never into any type of like reality shows like before that either. But then it's like after watching that, I started watching like all the other like Netflix ones and it's like, yeah, they're cool, but just the concept of Terrace House is something that I keep going back to.
mm-hmm.
Because it's just like it's so relatable and it's just very interesting to see how people like actually live their lives.
Yeah, it's a doozy. And like some of these people, they're like, a lot of them, I don't know, maybe because they're all very good looking. The majority of them are models. Or their
Yeah.
side hustle are models, but they're aspiring to be something else. But you get some crazy occupations as like there could be like a hockey player, a basketball player, a stylist, a tap dancer. One just wants to be an aspiring fireman.
Yeah. Or even just like, like you get like your students and then it's like their side hustle is like, yeah, I own a t-shirt store.
Oh
And I'm
yeah,
just like, bro, what?
so out of the blue. It's like yeah.
Yeah, it's
Oh
really
yeah.
cool.
There's also musicians. There's just like one that's just like yeah. I work at a part-time job. It's like
Yeah,
all
it's like
right.
it's so weird that there's a mix of like these people that are doing such like high end like occupations like CEOs mixed with
Mm-hmm.
like people that are just kind of like, oh yeah, I don't have a job or I'm just like finding a job or all that stuff. So like you really get that big dynamic of personalities and types of people. So yeah, it makes the show like relatable to whoever watches.
Yeah, so if you have a person that you want to root for, there's a lot of variety, and you're probably gonna like, oh yeah, I'm related. It's relatable for me if I was in that show, that kind of aspect. But yeah, that's basically why we enjoy Terrace House.
Yeah, man. But like what's crazy about that is that like we've been watching for a while and there's been some crazy news that's come by in the past, I don't know, man, like week and a
Hmm.
half. So for anyone that doesn't know, Terrace House Tokyo 2019-2020 has been canceled for the rest of the season. So they've gone
No.
all the way up to episode 40, which, by the way, has been out in Japan for the past few days. Jay and I have watched all the way up to episode
For
40
sure.
with our sources. But yeah, it's crazy, man. Like this virus and everything, like it's really like affecting everything. Like I've gone back and like with all the time that I've had now, like I've been able to catch up on everything Terrace House. And it's like, yeah, like that's been the one thing that I kind of fall back on. But now that I know that that's canceled too, it's just like, whoa, that's like the last thing that I expected.
Yeah, at first it was like a postponed thing. So it's like, okay, that makes sense. The world's kind of ending. It's not fair. Like, it's technically not essential. Of course, they're going to take a break. But yeah, a couple of days ago, they released a tweet saying, yeah, the season is done. And it's very sad because the last episode, episode 40, my goodness,
Holy. Oh
things
my
just picked
God.
up. My guy.
Oh my gosh. Honestly, everything from like episode 38 to 40 was just like super high everything, right? Everything from like the shattering relationship between Kai and Hana,
Yes.
all the way up to freaking boss. Everything
Boss is,
boss.
yes, he is an enigma. Is a proper term to say it?
Yeah,
Either people hate him, people love him, people just enjoy him or just despise him, but he makes good TV, I guess, and maybe that's why they recruited him. Or like the scouts
yeah,
got him in that house because he's making
definitely.
some great content for that show. Yeah, great content.
Yeah, yeah, but just sorry, just like taking a step back, it's just like cancellation of the season has been so crazy. And I guess just like Terrace House 2019, 2020 in general has been crazy, with like the whole thing with like Tokui and why he's not there
Oh yes.
ever since like episode 25 to even just like this. And like I feel like this has been a very eventful season both within the show and on like the outside and like the real world, I guess you could say. It's just like, yeah, it's been super crazy.
Yeah, so this is why we're gonna for this episode we're gonna slightly talk about episode 40 because it's just like we would like to say it is an unfortunate ending, but it will be a humble beginning
Oh
because
yeah.
what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna watch more Terrace House episodes, but since me and James are very fluent with the Terrace House thing, we're gonna watch a season that both of us has never watched before.
Yeah.
And that'll be very interesting. So I'll bring a fresh face. We don't know what's going to happen at all.
Hmm.
Hopefully, the subreddit doesn't spoil a bunch of stuff. That's
Oh, I
right. We
hope
go on the
not.
Reddit of Terrace
Oh
House.
yeah,
That's how deep we are in this.
we're all in on this Terrace House thing right here.
We're making a
Oh my gosh.
podcast, for goodness sakes.
Oh yeah, but let's hop into episode 40, man.
Yeah, let's hop
Um,
into episode 40.
yeah, big
Okay.
thing about episode 40, man. Rayo.
Rayo.
This guy, man. What a smooth guy. There's something about all of like the surfers that come onto the show. They're always like that season's best character. And
Like,
like Rayo's been there for what, 2 episodes, and he's already like my top three favorites in the entire like everyone that's been in that house.
yeah, let's break this guy down. So, the last couple episodes of this season, boy oh boy, people are just sad. It
It
took two
was
episodes
just
for Hana to just really hate on the guy that she was
oh
crushing
my
on
god,
episodes
man.
earlier. And all of a
Just
sudden, yeah, Rayo comes in. 2 episodes. Was it even 2 episodes in? He came in 39
ep-
or 30?
yeah, yeah, it was literally like he was there for like the latter half of episode 39, and you could already tell from like that half an episode that he was going to be a chill guy. He was going to be cool. But that episode 40, man, he goes for it, which is crazy. But he goes for it in like such a subtle way, just because like that's kind of like the laid back kind of like
The surfer
I don't know,
vibe.
like yeah, yeah, that vibe is just like it's so good. And just
Yeah.
like Reo has he asks Vivi out on the beach date. Bro, that felt like too perfect.
Oh, wait, wait. Before we say more,
Okay, yeah,
Spoiler
yeah.
alert.
Oh, facts. Yeah,
If you are interested
we're
in
on.
watching Tokyo 2019 2020, spoilers on episode 40 and anything before that, I guess, because I guess we're
Anything
gonna
slightly
yeah,
before that.
we're
Yeah,
gonna try
yeah,
our best to not talk about what happened to the whole season, but
yeah. Hmm.
basically we just wanted to recap on what episode 40 was. So if you are interested, spoiler alert, please don't listen to this. Um, but please do. But
But once you watch just watch the episode first,
yes,
catch up all the way there, and then watch this.
yeah. Because later
Yeah,
on, we'll let you know what else is going to happen after we talk about episode 40.
for sure. Yeah, for
But
sure.
yeah, so you've been warned. All right, cool.
Yeah.
And here we go. We're gonna talk about it.
Okay, yeah. Freaking Soreo, he asked Vivi out on that date. It was a nice afternoon to evening date all the way to the beach.
Oh my goodness, he is a sweeter
Beautiful
man's.
view. Yeah, the guy drove her, and he's just like he's so considerate and just
Mm-hmm.
so he's so like willing to be like the gentleman,
Oh, of
you
course.
know?
Chivalry is not dead with that guy.
Honestly, like this guy, he took her out. He starts out like making her some good coffee.
Oh yes, they bonded over
Yeah.
coffee.
Okay, no. They bonded over like a few things. Like, like they basically eat the same thing. So it's like that's the first thing. But yeah, like he makes her some nice coffee.
Mm-hmm.
He asks her out on the date, and then he drives her out. And she's like, "Oh yeah, like this is really nice, but I feel like we could see the view from a better place." And he's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me bring you down to this other spot that I know."
He knows he's a surfer. He knows the spots.
Yeah, man. He's done his research. He's really done his research just to get like this perfect date out
Yeah.
for her. Right? And they're sitting in the back of the car. He gets her the blanket,
Oh,
puts it
oh
over her
yes, that was
shoulders.
very suave of
This
him.
guy,
He's like,
man.
"Oh, it's kind of cold here. Oh, yeah. You cold? I'm all right."
Honestly.
Brings
And like,
blanket out of nowhere.
yeah,
Just like,
man.
here
And
you
it's
go.
and she's, she you could tell that she's really like it seems like she's really like fallen for him.
She
And
is
yeah,
infatuated with him.
yeah,
I
man.
think the fact that he's a new member, they're kind of tired with the old members,
Mhm.
the
Mhm.
previous
No,
ones, and
that's for sure.
the girl Vivi, she's had her ups and downs, especially a lot of recently. So I think she needed this. That's a good refresher. And there was like one quote that really stood out. Was it Vivi? She said like, "Oh, this is such a special place." And Rayo, being the smooth
Yeah.
man, he was all like, "Oh, something about I'll never forget this moment," or
Yeah, yeah, it's some like this is gonna be the spot that I will never forget or something
oh
like that.
yes, that
Yeah.
exact. Oh my goodness,
Oh my
Rayo,
God,
and of
man, this
course
guy.
Vivi ate it up, cause she's like, sunset. It's our moment. Our
Oh my
moment.
God, man. Yeah, Ryo's just such a smooth guy. And like even just with like the other girls in the house, like it's as if like every girl is falling for him because he's this really nice guy. And even with the guys,
Oh
like
yeah.
Shion. Because him
Finally,
and
we get
Shion,
to
they went on that
see.
little,
Yeah.
yeah, they went on that little friendly date.
Well, this episode had a lot of interactions between them, so it
Yeah.
felt like Shion had like a lack of a person to talk about his feelings.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
For
so
sure.
it's really nice to see him open up and to actually understand. Hey, Shion, what are you feeling, man? Because we don't know who you are.
Honestly. But yeah, I was like, bro, I felt like I had such like a warm feeling in my heart when Shion was like, "Yo, Reo, like I see you as like a big brother," and I was just like,
Yes, it's a
"Bro, that's
bromance.
so
Finally, it's been
yeah,
a while.
yeah, man. It's been a while since we've had a really good bond between two guys in the show,
Yeah.
and it was really cool. And like Reo was a really nice guy because he was like, "Yeah, like it's really cool that you see me as a big brother," and Shion asked him for advice. And that was really cool. Helped him with his career.
Mm.
And Reo also said that like, yeah, you can date whoever you freely want to date. Like I'm not gonna stop you or
Yeah.
anything like that.
Mm.
Which kind of like that was really cool because it led later into the episode where before Vivi Reo's date, um Vivi also had a date with Shion, or they had the date planned for the next day. Yeah, and so that led to Vivi and Shion's date, where she thought it was gonna be at a museum. Uh,
Psych.
yeah, man. But on the morning of, he's like, "Yo, so we're not gonna go to the museum. But
And they go, eh?
I have this little other date and plan." And so basically, he took her out to try I don't know what it is, like a Japanese tea ceremony, I'm assuming.
Yes, yes, that is right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So they were able to go and dress up in kimonos, and I don't know what the male version of a
I think it's
kimono
a
is.
yukata. Yukata.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But everyone on the Terrace House subreddit said that Shion looked really good in that, and I was like,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
Shion.
yeah, yeah,
He's
yeah.
looking dapper
You're
on
right.
that yukata. And Vivi too.
Yeah,
Like she was, how they say, a kawaii,
yeah,
kawaii,
man.
kawaii.
She really like she undermined how she looked in that. I thought she looked really good in it, but she was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh no, my hair's not right for it." But nah, man, she looked good in it.
Yeah, and then it looked like it was a really fun date. It really showed a side of Shion that no one, or I haven't seen at all in the show. Like he was a blank slate until he started showing up, and it's so cute because he's fairly young. He's about what, 21, right?
Something like
20,
that. Yeah,
and it really shows his inexperience with women, I guess. Because
yeah,
compared to Rayo's day, where it was just like so natural and he just knew what steps to take. With Shion, it's nice to see that his inexperience, but with the talk with Rayo in the earlier times, like when they went out just for drinks, he kind of listened to Rayo's advice and he was like, "Yeah, let me be a man too. Thanks for the
yeah.
world is my oyster. You're right. I'm gonna go out there and yeah, he's not gonna stop him from like seeing Vivi as this kind of person too." And kind of just went for it. It's nice. It was very wholesome.
Yeah, it was, bro. It was like it really highlighted Shion's innocence.
Yes.
You know, the whole thing about it's like, yeah, he received the card in English plus the books. So then after their date, he gives her a card
Oh,
that's
that was really
completely in
cute. That was
English.
so cute.
And I was just like, bro, this is so sweet.
Like,
I was
yeah,
just like, yeah.
it's been a while since I felt this wholesome in an episode of Terrace House.
Yeah,
Things are
but
going
it's
good for
crazy because
everyone.
it's crazy because like this entire episode is so packed with a bunch of things that this is like a really good spot to just kind of like, it's not that it was like a down part of the episode, but it was kind of like a more chill part, a more like breath of fresh air kind of part.
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, you really get to see who Shion is and how innocent he is. And yeah, it was really like heartwarming moment, I guess you could say.
Oh yes, there was great. Like again, I'm so glad we got to know Shion before this thing got canceled because
Honestly,
we did not. I did not
honestly.
know who he was. Like
Yeah,
there was
man, he
one
was really just
sentence.
there.
Yeah, exactly. Like he was just there. I was like, I could be that guy. What's his special thing? And what is his special thing? Like
I don't know. He's
he's a
oh,
model.
he's tall. Is
He's tall.
he's tall.
He's
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
tall guy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's supposed to be like Shion from Opening New Doors.
Yes, but Shion, but Shion from Opening New Doors was a nice breath of fresh air too.
Yeah.
But like he had his own personality. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
with
for sure, for
Shion,
sure.
whose man is this? Like
Yeah.
whose man is
Uh
this?
yeah, but it was really cool to see, but then like I kind of felt bad afterwards
Oh,
because
how come?
I think Vivi and Hana and some other people were kind of talking about it, and Vivi was kind of like, "Oh no, 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 no. It was Shion that was talking to Reo
Okay.
about it. Reo and Hana."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, like it was a good date, but I can't like goof around with her. You know, it was one of
Oh
those things." And I was
yeah.
just like, "Damn, that's kind of tough."
So it
Because
doesn't
you
feel
know, like,
natural, really.
yeah,
It's like he's always taking it seriously.
yeah,
Hmm.
like I don't know, like in that triangle, like I kind of like I could see Vivi and Reo getting together more, but like you have to root for Shion because he's just like he's such a wholesome character that it's like you're forced to cheer for the guy.
It's an underdog story. Everyone loves an underdog.
Honestly. Oh my
It's nice
gosh.
to root for him, especially yeah. It's like that gesture because like he had his birthday. Vivi came in the boys' room while the guys were talking. It was like, here you go, thank you. and it was just like that was just the big boost for him. Just be like, oh wow, Vivi's kind of cute.
Yeah, honestly,
Trying to take
honestly.
that initiative. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like if Shion had that confidence in the beginning and Ryo wasn't there, then I feel like Shion and Vivi would have meshed together a little bit more because I felt
Mm.
like after Vivi had the date with Reo and seeing how comfortable they were, um, it kind of ruined the pace at which Shion wanted it to go. You know,
Mm.
I feel like with Shion, like you can't rush into things. Like dates, you have to take it like really slow because
Yes.
that entire date kind of felt like a feeling out process as well.
Was that their
Whereas
first
like
time? Like actually like
with
meeting
just
up?
them two, I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
So maybe that's
yeah.
why.
Yeah. Whereas like with Reo and Vivi, like they just like instantly they have so much chemistry.
Yeah, like okay, so they do. But I feel like Vivi as a person, it's just she gets very interested with someone as long as they have like maybe a couple common interests. And I feel
True,
like that is kind of like, oh, it's great and all, but it could be like a burden too because she's so
true.
easily like attracted, right?
Yeah. Well, I guess it does go down to like what Reo said in that like you guys could both pursue her, but at the end of the day, it's Vivi's choice. And it
Mhm.
really depends on how she wants it to go. Like she could take the slow route or
Exactly.
she could take the like the very fast route where like how she wanted with Rio,
Mhm.
the ball player. Like it's
Right.
yeah, so there's like she could it's really up to her with how she wants to develop a relationship.
So, again, I can't believe the episode. There's so much happening, and this is the last episode.
Oh my
And
god, yeah,
that's
it's
just
so
maybe a
tough.
third, not even. There's like a quarter. There's a lot of great scenes in this
Oh,
episode.
100%.
They had that whole like demon thing.
Bro.
I don't even know
Oh my
what's
god.
going on.
Yo, okay. So my big thing with like the demon
Uh-huh.
mask thing is like
Yeah.
yeah, like it was fine. It's probably like I think it was some sort of like Japanese culture thing, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
But what was Boss doing, bro? This guy
He.
came in with the exercise machine and he went straight in front of the girls and just he was
I,
rolling back and forth.
see. This is the thing about him that people are just like, what is he doing? Like,
Yeah.
some is like, is he trying to like peek or something? Because like a couple of
Oh
those
my
girls
god.
are wearing skirts and like this is
Bro,
weird.
that's what I was thinking
It's like I
too,
hope he's
man.
not trying to peek because it's just like
Oh my
gross,
gosh.
dude. This is like a wholesome
Bro.
thing. They're like they're these girls. Basically, what they were doing is they were throwing like some kind of candies at these demons, and the guys are all the demons. And I guess when you throw these candies at them, they leave their fortune, but the demons go away and that kind of essence, I guess. But
Mm-hmm.
the ways that the guys were like trying to scare the girls was like two of them. Okay, Shion and Rayo were like booga booga booga, whoa whoa
Yeah.
whoa. It's like ooh, it's like a demon. Then you got Boss Man with some. He has that ab machine,
Yeah.
and he starts doing his not even crunches, but like the ab roller thing.
But right in front of the girls too.
Yeah,
Yeah. Where it's like as soon as he's fully extended, yo, he could really just look up and just
exactly. And it's just
bro,
like,
so sus.
what is yo, you gotta
Yeah.
chill, bro.
Yeah. And even before then, like I remember he ran into Yume in the corner and just like engulfed her and then came
Oh
right back out.
my god, this guy and Yume.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right though. Yeah, it's this guy is this guy's interesting.
Yeah. This their relationship is really something. Cause it's like
Yeah.
it's almost like cause Yume is one of those people where she's like, yeah, I like being pursued. But Boss is like thirsty, thirsty. Like I don't even think he's like pursuing her, bro. He's just thirsty.
Yeah. Well, if you look at Yume, I can totally understand.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Like she is a model. That's her
That's
thing.
true. That's true.
And I found up some like digging in the subreddits.
Okay.
And I saw like actually she has a YouTube.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, I'll link it to you later. But she has
Okay,
a
okay, yeah, yeah,
YouTube,
for
and one
sure.
of the like she does vlogs and stuff. And one of her vlogs
Oh,
is just
snap.
like I could see why Boss is really trying to go hard for this lady. And it's
Okay.
just Boss's ways of trying to get this girl is just so weird. Like there's that one scene when they were in the playroom,
Oh
And
man.
they're so the cool thing about it is they were watching a previous episode of Terrace House, and it was a part where I think there was a kissing scene, and I don't know if it was in purpose, but the production team really focused on Boss's
Oh
face.
my
As
god.
soon as that kissing scene happened, it's like his eyes were in some desire of another, like a kiss with Yume, because it was just the two of them in that room, and
Oh
it's
wait,
just
wait, wait.
like,
Hold on, just one quick second. That was not just a kissing scene, bro.
oh, okay,
That
okay, okay,
was
you're
a
right.
full out like
It was a makeup scene.
passionate
Yes.
makeout scene. Oh, also I have this like this little side note.
Okay.
So you know how Vivi was listening to music with Rio in that episode?
Yeah.
So I found out what song they were listening to.
How did you know?
Bro, it was on the subreddit.
We
Bro, you know what
diving
song
deep,
they were listening
boys.
to?
We
Yo,
diving deep. Okay,
they
okay.
were listening to Wake Up by Travis Scott.
What?
Yeah, bro. It's because someone like tweeted at Vivi, and Vivi answered saying like, "Yeah, we were listening to Wake Up by Travis Scott." And I was,
That's
oh
so
man. So I
romantic.
automatically went to the lyrics,
What's the
and oh
lyrics?
my god, I don't want to wake up.
Uh
I
huh.
want you spread out on the sheets. Said her, so good, and her, so sweet. I don't want to wake up. I want it flowing through my streams. I feel so uncomfortable, getting me hot under my
Ooh.
feet. I don't want to wake up.
Was this planned by Vivi? Like, was
I don't
this?
know, man. I
Because
don't
I don't
know.
think it was the other guy. Like,
Yeah,
because
man.
he's just boring. He's just boring.
uh, but yeah. Anyway, so
Okay,
like, yeah.
cool.
So, Boss and Yume, they're watching that scene, and yeah, Boss just looks super suspect the
Like,
entire time.
he wanted to do something. Like, but it seems like maybe he's kind of aware now that he kind of looks a little sketchy with all of his like antics previously. So it's like he was
Hmm.
holding back, but to a sense of like, how long can he hold back for?
Yeah, 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 for sure. And it
Like,
was like, I don't know, like that's another really cool thing about this show is that like, depending on how long the people stay in the house, they all actively watch Terrace House.
mm-hmm.
And um, Terrace House, when it's recorded, to the current day is probably like only a 2 or 3 week span. So it's like in that sense, the show is very self-aware. So
Yes.
they see what people think about them in the show and all that kind of stuff. Um, but yeah, but at this point, I don't think or at least in the episode that they were watching, I don't think Boss is there yet. I think
I don't
I
think
don't
so
remember when. Yeah, so Boss isn't there
because
yet, so
Boss
he
is
hasn't
on.
really seen himself.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like I feel like what they're what Terrace House is trying to show in that scene is that like Boss is trying to kiss Yume again,
Like
and
every time they're hanging out, it feels like he's just like, "Can I kiss you now?" It's like, no,
yeah,
stop. You're on the way to work.
yeah, and it's weird because like they don't even have like really good conversation. I think
Yeah, they don't.
like in every episode that they have like a date or they're just together, there's no real like there's nothing that comes from the conversation. It's really just kind of like
Mm.
Boss saying something very generic, or he's like trying to find a way to kiss her or something like that.
Yeah,
And it's just very, very odd.
he has the power of money. He's a CEO of some kind of company, so it's like money's never an issue with him. And Yume has admitted that like when she gets pursued, it's just like, let's just see what happens. But it's just like she's very contradictive about it too, because she's like, she says certain things that she's not
Yeah.
into, then all of a sudden she's totally into him sometimes. So it's just like maybe
Yeah,
she's playing a
it's
game. I don't know.
it really confuses me. It really confuses me. But yeah, but um with their relationship, something that we didn't talk about is how they're supposed to go to Hokkaido together.
Ooh, yes, Yume's
Uh,
hometown,
oh man, overnight trip with just the two of them after the tumultuous trip between the four of them.
and that was
It's
not as fun as it sounded.
yeah, I'm kind of like I'm kind of concerned with like what could possibly happen there, bro.
I feel
Because Because, like, like the fact that Yume was there with Hana kind of held her back.
Exactly.
But now there's no Hana to hold her back.
I think,
So I don't know what's
it's
gonna
gonna
happen.
happen. Like, it's bound to happen. Like, if it's just the two of them, there's no one really pushing anyone back.
Damn,
And I don't know. Maybe Yume is very attracted to Boss. Maybe it's just how they're filmed together. He's just an
that's
awkward
true.
dude. Maybe we don't see her perspective, but
That's true.
it's scary. It's just like, yeah, when they were in that playroom, they said goodnight, and it was just the weirdest hug. Like,
Yeah, it was a very like boss pushed that hug,
yeah.
and Yume kind of just took it, which
Yeah,
is
she did.
a good symbol of their relationship.
Or she's just like, okay, I guess I gotta hug you because I want to sleep now.
Yeah, yeah.
Bye.
But it sucks because we're not gonna see anything from the Hokkaido trip.
Ah,
Oh my
everything's at a
god.
standstill. We don't even know what
Oh my
happens
god.
after.
Oh
We
my
don't even know if
gosh.
they
Yeah,
go due to this world ending thing.
it's so bummy, bro. But yeah, but after that, there is uh they go back to the kitchen or the dining table at one point,
Hmm.
and Shion asks Hana out, but then after Reo asks Hana out, and
Yes.
one thing that I noticed,
Hmm.
that kind of shows the experience difference between Shion and Reo is that Shion just kind of asked her, and she said, "Yeah, sure," but Reo is like, "Yo, when are you free?" And they
Exactly.
pull out their phones and found an actual date. So now it's kind of like, um, Hana has to go because it's part of the plan already. Whereas like
Yes.
Shion and Hana, it's kind of like, yeah, like the idea is up in the air, but there's no follow up.
Exactly. It's just like he initiated the conversation, but in the end, is it gonna really happen? But and with Rayo, just like boom, hey, what's in your calendar? Da 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 da. That in that essence, it's just like okay, let's get this done with, or not
Yeah,
get this done with, but like let's make this a thing.
yeah,
And he said that earlier. He wants to see everyone, right? Like see all
for
the
sure.
girls, and he's been doing that a lot with Vivi. I think it's just natural. Hana's not as much, or it's not as much as they show in the
Honestly, man,
episode.
I don't care about Hana at this point.
Whoa, whoa.
Bro,
Me
oh
too.
my gosh.
Me
Okay,
too.
to give y'all a little context, man, I was on the Hana train for so long. Okay, I was rooting for her. As soon as I found out she was a professional wrestler, I was like, yo, that's kind of sick, man. Like, it's a really cool profession.
Mm-hmm.
And, she's always been super sweet. But just as the episodes went on, man, she just got more and more annoying and more immature. And it all led up to her lashing out at Kai. And since then, bro, I'm off Hana. Like, I want her to leave the house as soon as
Yeah.
possible. If the season was still going, I would hope that it wouldn't be with her.
Yeah, she was a lot of the reasons why the past two couple episodes or recent episodes have been such downers. It really showed
Yeah,
her character as a person. She's, I don't know, in my perspective, she's very immature still. She likes playing victim, and when it comes to an argument where she's at fault, she doesn't want to admit it. And in essence, she lashed out on a person in the show, which is, I think, too much. And there was a lot of baggage to it because before that, she got rejected by one of the guys that she was really into, and I think it just that bent up emotion just finally like exploded on the wrong person. And
yeah.
yeah, there was just that one episode with her where she just like crucified the dude's career,
Oh my
his
goodness.
feelings, his habits, his character. What did he say about looks? I don't even remember. I was just like,
Well, I mean, she took out his hat,
oh yeah,
That's
and there were some physical altercations, which is a first in
yeah.
Terrace House. I've never seen something like that.
Yeah, it's very non-Terrace House-esque because, just physical interaction in general isn't that big of a thing.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's crazy for her. Yeah, I don't know, like, um, she's just like I really hope like because I really want her now that like Terrace House is over and whatever. I really hope that she just kind of like focuses on herself and her career and just kind of like personal growth for herself. Which I could say the same thing about Kai, but I don't want to get into that because
Yeah.
he's a whole different story. But for Hana, it's like I feel like when she was in Terrace House, she was so focused on trying to get a relationship that it kind of like it screwed her over, and it really showed her true personality.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so I hope like she takes that experience, and hopefully when she watches the episodes back, and kind of sees that it's like, okay, let me work on me first before I go out to find someone else.
But in the end, though, we are kind of tired of her.
Yeah, no, facts.
We're kind of done with her.
Facts.
Like, she's probably like got rejected how many times? Like,
One,
maybe it was
two.
just one, but like the one that she really cared about, it was just like,
But it lasted a long time.
yeah, it dragged on. Like,
Yeah,
come on,
that
girl.
constant rejection is just so gut wrenching.
Like, have some self worth.
Honestly, honestly. But yeah, so now Hana has, or well, maybe she doesn't, but by the end of the episode, yeah, she has two dates.
Two
And then that
dates.
leads us to almost the end of the episode where
Oh right.
Boss has the scariest moment
Yes. Oh
in
my
my
god.
eyes.
What is wrong with this guy? Okay.
Bro.
Okay. So to put it into
Boss.
context, there's a player room, and they find I guess it's Boss's Switch or something, and he brings his Switch
Yeah.
because it's like they were on the dining room table first. Like, hey, I want to play Mario. First of all, I thought it was kind of scripted.
Yeah.
I thought it was very scripted for something to be just like, hey, you know what? I want to play some Mario. And everyone else is like, you know what? I want to play some Mario too.
I want to play some Mario too.
I was like, what?
Oh my
Okay,
god.
cool.
Yeah. So okay, so yeah, they're in the playroom,
Yeah.
they're playing Mario. Reo is playing Luigi, which is a very key factor in this whole scene.
Yes. Yes.
And yeah, they're chilling, they're having fun. So the seating is um Hana and Hana and Shion are on to the side,
Hmm.
and then there's Boss, and then Vivi, and then Reo, and then at the end, beside Reo is Yume.
Yes.
And all the while they're playing, um, you know, um, uh, Reo's kind of talking to Yume. First off, starting with like, "Oh yeah, why don't you have your drink?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, I forgot it." And the whole time, while Boss is staring at the screen, he's like, "I hate Luigi. I will never forgive Luigi." And I'm just like, bro, what is
Yeah.
happening?
Like it was
Because
basically
at that
like,
point, yo, it does not look like he's talking about the game.
yeah, he was very adamant on silencing Luigi because it's like, okay, they're playing Switch, everyone's having fun, but Reo and Yume are just talking, and of course with that kind of level you kind of hear what they're talking about, and the plans was Reo was asking Yume out for a date, and of course Boss, he's a kind of guy that doesn't, he likes
Oh
to be in
my god.
control, I guess.
Oh my god.
And
Yeah.
he was listening to that conversation while they were playing, I don't know, Super Mario. And yeah, the guy goes, I will silence. Oh, no, no. It builds up. It builds up, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It builds
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
First, it's
yeah.
like, oh, Luigi's so annoying. It's like, what do you mean? Just playing a game, man. I was like, Luigi's so annoying. Ah, he's cramping my style.
Yeah, I like at first I thought it was kind of like when he first said like the annoying stuff about Luigi, I was thinking like, okay, maybe Reo's just kind of like, messing around,
Yeah,
maybe
maybe
he's
he's
dying on
trolling, right?
purpose.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I thought it was just like strictly in the game. But as it progresses and has as boss's statements progress, oh my goodness.
Yeah,
It gets hella scary.
it went from he's annoying, oh, he's cramping my style. Then the deeper it went, I was just like, I will end Luigi. I will never forgive Luigi. It was like, whoa, they're
Oh my
talking.
gosh.
Relax. You're not even together. Like,
Yeah,
chill.
man. It's crazy. And that's how the episode
Oh wait.
ends.
Well, yeah, you're right. Did you see the facial expression of Vivi at the end though? When she's like,
Bro,
she was
he
like,
says that, she's like,
I don't know if that was from the game or from what he was saying, but we'll leave it
oh
after
my
that because
gosh.
that's it for the whole season. And it was just like,
Yeah,
oh,
man. Oh
no.
my gosh. they ended it on the biggest cliffhanger that you possibly could end
they
an
ended
episode
like
on.
they ended like how Terrace House ends their seasons,
Yeah.
which is really
It's
smart
just
because
it's so crazy because there are so many unresolved storylines, so many character arcs that we were just getting into. But now we're not gonna get it.
nope, it's done. We
Um,
don't even know
as
what's
far
gonna
as we
happen,
know, we're not gonna get it, man.
and it's sad.
It sucks.
We're so sad.
It sucks because yeah, like this. It's crazy because like this season was genuinely good. I really liked this season. I
Mm-hmm.
liked I liked at least like I didn't like all the characters, but I liked all of the arcs of the characters and how everything kind of intertwined with each other and like the different relationships that happened and didn't happen. Like I really liked everything that happened and progressed throughout the season. So
Mm-hmm.
it sucks so bad that like this season had to get cut short.
Yeah, because usually what a season of Terrace House lasts like either 60 to 90 episodes, or at least it's a
Yeah, yeah,
while.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they filmed this
Some
throughout the
about like
year.
it'll usually be like 75, yeah.
Yeah, so just it was really unfortunate. Things happen, I guess, but yeah, that was it for Terrace House for 2019, 2020. And yeah, we're
Oh
really sad
man.
about it, but the cool thing about it is, yeah, like I said earlier, to humble endings to new beginnings.
Yeah, man.
And
What's really cool is that there's a lot of Terrace House to go
mm-hmm,
around.
exactly. And with that
Yeah.
being said, our next episode will be focusing on something completely different. Well, not completely different, still Terrace House, but we're going to be focusing on the very first Terrace House season. It's not even on Netflix. We dive deep here. We're going to
Yeah.
watch, what is it? Boys and Girls.
Boys and Girls Next Door. I'm pretty sure that's
Yes.
what it's called.
And this was like from 2012 to 2014. So
$14?
yeah, they filmed a lot, and we're gonna be starting a new season of Terrace House in the next episode, so it'll be really exciting. And we're gonna do a
Yeah.
little something different too. Next episode, it's not just gonna be us two. What we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be inviting some of our friends. Some have experience with Terrace House. Some completely have no idea what it is. And yeah, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna watch an episode, and after that, we're just gonna talk about it. And yeah, that's our next episode in the podcast. So it's really exciting.
Yeah, man. It'll be really fun. We'll get to see like the different perspectives um with like the people that have never seen it before being like, "Oh,
Yes,
this is kind of weird that they're doing this." Whereas for us, we'll be like, "Oh yeah, we have an idea of what's probably going to happen."
yes. As seasoned
Um
veterans of this show, I think we know what and how the producers show their arcs, and I think it's gonna be nice guiding our friends to what and might not happen, because anything can happen. So yeah, this is big news, and yeah, it's gonna be fun. And yeah, basically, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode.
yeah,
If you have
man.
anything that you guys want to share, please comment. We're gonna be posting this on YouTube, so it'll be
Oh
fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And if you ever if you want to follow Jason
All right.
on anything social, yeah, where can they find you?
All right. I have an Instagram. I'll post it in the comments. Oh, not in the comment section, but the description. At for Jason. Of course, James. If people are interested in you, how can they get your contact information? My buddy.
Yeah, man, you can follow me on Instagram at
Ooh,
jamesjt_27.
underscore.
Both of us also have our own personal YouTube channels, where we post some musical stuff.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
do the musics on the side.
true, true, true. I love the plug. I love the
Uh,
plug.
yeah, man. And yeah, I'm glad y'all can make it this far into the episode, and
Yeah, thanks for
we'll
listening
see
if you're
y'all.
still listening this far. But sorry, yeah, go ahead, man. Go say it. Say it, man. Go for it. Go for it.
Yeah, man. It's a it's cool. Hopefully, y'all will stick with us for the long run. Where we're gonna be talking about everything Terrace House. So once again, this has been James and Jay from We the Panel, and we'll see y'all next time.
Take care.
Itadakimasu.
Oh my god.